Hello and welcome to the Dr. E Show. Ask Dr. E, actually. And I'm with my wife Robin, and she joins me each and every week to shoot this video and to try to answer some of your questions. I want to thank you. We had several questions that came in from last week's message and the video, and it was great. And you asked some really good questions. We won't be able to get to all of them today, but hang in there. If you're one of them to ask a question, hang in there and prayerfully, hopefully we'll get to yours. So, Robin, what is today's question?
Well, we have a lady, I guess, man or woman, that has a family member, and is a woman, and her husband, he's a Christian, but his mental state is not good. He's OCD, like extreme OCD. She cannot have the silverware touching in the dishwasher. He has gone off on everything. He's mentally and emotionally abusive to her. And what they want to know is this a case for divorce? What can she do? She needs help because her life is miserable and they have children. So what can she do?
Well, biblically, there are two that are really clear on biblical reasons for divorce. It doesn't require it, but it permits it. One is the case of adultery, where if your spouse has committed adultery and you choose to get out of the marriage, then God will not hold you accountable for that. The other one is abandonment, like if your spouse just leaves you and has no interest in trying to work it out or get back together, come back home, then biblically God will not hold you accountable for that either, should you file for divorce. The third one is also starts with an A, and it's abuse, but that's not spelled out in the Bible. It's kind of clear. It's a little bit muddy, to know. I never advise anyone to get a divorce no matter what. But I would say this, only you and God know the extent of how much you can take. And I don't think it's God's desire that someone live a miserable life, a miserable existence. And I have seen through the years of counseling, I've seen many, many men that have treated their wives very harshly and ugly and made their lives basically a living hell. And it amazes me the strength of women to tolerate and put up with some of that as long as they do. But that's a difficult thing. We can't measure that. I mean, how much is emotional abuse? It would vary for different people, wouldn't it?
Well, it would. And my thing is they have children.
Yeah.
And do you want them growing up and thinking that this is the way a husband and a father is supposed to behave? And he doesn't think he's wrong. So he's telling them, this is it. This is how it's supposed to be in a family, and that is wrong. And she doesn't need to live that life. And if he won't go get help, he needs to leave the home, live somewhere else for a while, get help. That's the options.
I agree with that. I think that if the woman in this particular case has just had all she can take, I think that what she would probably need to do is say to her husband, I love you, but we can't be together right now. And so I'm going to recommend that you find somewhere else to stay for a while. And if you want our marriage to work, you've got to go get some help, because I can't live under these conditions any longer. If he's that OCD that silverware can't touch each other while they're in the dishwasher, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But obviously he's got some kind of serious OCD issue. And I think that she's going to have to probably draw a line and say, this is it. If you want our marriage to work, these are my boundaries, and I'm not going to go any further. What would you do if you were in that situation? If you weren't married to a great man like me?
Yeah. You know what I would do.
Yeah, you kick me out is what you'd do.
Here's the door.
Yeah.
And if you don't leave, and I would do the same thing to help Chelsea, our daughter. Here's the door. If you don't leave, then I'll get somebody here to help me. We would get a restraining order.
Yeah.
Because we can't have that. And the children, I just feel for them. Because that is very traumatic and is wrong.
Well, I have had a lot of pastor friends through the years that their principle on it is that you never get a divorce, no matter what, for any reason, not even if it's adultery or abandonment, even though the Bible clearly permits it in those cases. They still are against it until their daughter marries some jerk. Mm-hmm. And then when her daughter gets married and the guy's abusing her, treating her horribly, doesn't commit adultery, doesn't abandon her, but he makes her feel like she's worse than a dirt rug every day of her life, and curses and just belittles and all of those kind of things, then they kind of change their mind or at least soften their view of, well, maybe I was wrong about this. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much a person can take. And I will always say to the person, if they're contemplating a divorce because of emotional abuse or maybe physical abuse as well, my response is you pray about it. You ask God to tell you what to do. And if you've got a peace about the decision, then that is the time to move forward, is once God gives you peace. If you have a restless heart, then I would hold off on it. That maybe it's not the right time. Maybe God's about to work a miracle. Of course, that's what we pray for, is that God will get a hold of that person's heart and change them from the inside out and work a miracle so that your marriage can grow and blossom and you can have a happy family. But again, that's up between you and the Lord, and He'll tell you what to do. So ask Him for peace about whatever decision you make, whether it's to leave or to stay in the marriage, to ask Him to leave, whatever it might be. And I think God will give you peace one way or the other, or He might give you a lack of peace.
Can I say one thing? I will tell you, if it were my boys doing that to daughters-in-law, yeah, they would be out. I wouldn't let that happen to my grandchildren, period.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
and
on both sides.
the scary thing about divorce is when I was working on my master's degree, I interviewed, I think it was 10 or 12 children of divorce, and all of them, every single one, without exception, said they felt like their mom and dad got a divorce because of them. They felt like it was their fault. And so, and I thought that was kind of a strange thing, bizarre thing, but they had all concluded, well, it's because I didn't take the trash out, or I argued with my mom or my dad, or I didn't clean my room, and they find reasons to blame themselves. So there's no happy ending in that regard. It's going to create some damage and harm. And that's just the way the devil works, you know. The devil's always trying to drive a wedge so that he can destroy our families, because he hates families. He hates especially Christian families. So I would just say this: continue to seek the Lord, ask Him for peace, ask Him for direction, and hopefully and prayerfully you'll get that answer real soon. But know that we love you and we're praying for you. I don't know who asked this particular question, but Rob and I already have started praying that God would help you in this journey. So.
Right.
Anyway, thank you for joining the Ask Dr. E show today. Remember to like and subscribe, and even make comments if you like. That helps the algorithm get the videos out to other people. And we want this to be a ministry that can minister to many, many people and answer some of the questions that they have in their hearts. So we love you. God bless you. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.